Hey everybody, thanks for watching. I've got a quick holster review for you today of an OWB light bearing holster for my VP9 with the TLR-1, and it's from DSG Arms. If you haven't checked their website out, please do. I'm getting nothing for saying that. I just like to pass along information. When I find a good site with good equipment, good gear at a good price, I'm going to pass that along. So, and speaking of good price, I'll tell you in a little bit how you can get really good prices off of their website. I guess before we even talk about anything else, let's talk about fit, all right? Take a look at VP9, empty chamber, no mag in it. Fit has to matter, obviously. Before finish, you know, the holster can look pretty. If it doesn't retain the gun, it really is pretty worthless. So let's take a look at the function, fit. All right, push in. And if you guys have watched my holster reviews in the past, you know that I don't prefer a holster or a gun snap into the holster where when you draw that it yanks the holster, on the belt. This has got really nice retention, but it slides in and it is rock solid. The thing doesn't rock, it doesn't move, it doesn't twist. It's just really a great fit. And I'm going to show you guys something really cool. Most of the time when you buy a light bearing holster, it's a light bearing holster and that's it. And DSG has got this design. It's actually pretty sweet. I'm going to show you how it works in a second, where without the light, it locks in and it's just as rigid, just as solid, not going anywhere. And really quick, while we're doing this, show you the clearance there. Plenty of clearance to get my hand up there, missed a grip, to get a nice solid grip out of the holster with nothing banging in your knuckles. So that's very cool. What they did is, if you notice right here, and I'll show you with the gun in it, this wraps underneath the trigger guard. And so that allows the gun to be held in there nicely with no wobble, even with no light. So very cool, very awesome. So obviously the function, the fit is really good. I'll even show you the packaging really quick. This kind of stuff, because of my marketing mind, I just think it's very cool. The holster will come to you looking something like this, and it'll be held on with zip ties. Now, as men, if we don't appreciate a holster held on to a piece of laminated cardboard with zip ties, then we need to check our man card. So, very nice packaging, clean, very effective. All your instructions on the back, basically all your details, made in the USA, out of Texas. So very cool. Enough about the packaging. The finish, let's take a look. Show you guys the edges. Very nice belt loops, very thick. They are angled also, as you can see. So there are your edges. Everything's polished beautifully. You notice no gaps. You don't have any gaps. Just very well done. Adjustable retention, which you can tighten that up a little bit, and I played around with it, but you still don't get that hard, rigid snap that I just don't prefer. Some of you might, and if you do, this might not be the holster for you. But think about it, guys. What if you're in a situation where you don't just go straight to the holster and rip the gun out quickly? You have to, as I've done in some videos, maybe you have to blade and you have to pull the gun slowly. That's where a holster like this can benefit, where instead of having to yank it out here in a big snap, you can actually pull it out of there pretty slowly if you need to. Now this looks like it would carry or cover a lot of real estate, but I can tell you guys, with the curvature of the holster, they did an excellent job. And I'm going to show you in just a second with just a normal t-shirt and shorts on. I'm going to put this on the belt and I'm going to show you guys how it fits. All right, so here she is on the belt. You can see right at about 3 o'clock, and that's a straight drop. I could obviously make this cant forward more. I don't mind a straight drop because of the natural angle of the hips anyway. There, so it's about 3 o'clock, head of an elbow index, which if I'm going to carry on the hip, I like that. I like knowing the gun is in front of my body instead of behind, and it just gives me a nice ability to reach also. So I'm going to show you the extraction, very smooth, very easy. Reholsters nicely as well. So you can see how close it holds to the body. Now if I push it around on the hip a little more, pretty much the same thing. just a very well-made curve of the holster. It's just perfect. Many times what you run into is on the back side back here, it really sticks off of the belt, off of the hip quite a bit. But this one doesn't. So the curvature, for me at least, is perfect. Now I'm going to show you guys by pulling the shirt over it. Obviously this isn't a concealment quote-unquote holster, but in a pinch, guys, this isn't bad. I can promise you that the other DSG holsters I've owned, I wore them under hoodies and jackets very, very easily, and they work beautifully. So it really conceals pretty well for being what seems to be a really big holster, which it's going to cover a lot of real estate. It's a VP9 with a light attached. So you might be looking at it and thinking, it seems like there's a lot of extra material over here where the loops are. Maybe they could have shrunk that a little bit. I think that some companies try to make this area too small. What they do is they shrink this down, trying to make it a small footprint when it's not a concealment holster anyway. So we're not too concerned with making it small. Let's just make it stable, solid, and reliable. But if you make this area too small and you start shooting rivets in it, you're going to put a lot of stress on that kydex when you holster and unholster the gun. So just a great design. Now the last thing we're going to do is talk about price, all right? If you go to DSG's website and you sign up for an account, create an account, you will get amazing deals on a lot of stuff, okay? Every holster I've owned from DSG has been really inexpensive because I had an account. This one I paid 45 bucks for recently. It retails for 85 on their site. I think they generally sell it for 69, which is still a great price for a high quality OWB light bearing holster. But I paid 45 bucks with $7 shipping. So we're talking about 52 bucks, guys, shipped for a really high quality, well-made, very, very sweet holster. Gonna be hard to beat 52 bucks unless you know somebody who makes them cheaper. But for a light bearing holster of this quality, with this kind of fit and finish, it's gonna be tough to beat. So I encourage you guys to check out DSG. Make sure you register for an account. You're gonna see some really good prices if you do. And I think that's it, guys. Great holster. Check them out. Good price. DSG Arms. Link is in the description.